Alex.
Nathan.
We are back for another episode.
And we are at the multi-award winning, Grand Slam winning Oldfellows Garage.
Never seen awards flow into a business like it in my life.
I think he cleared up last year.
He mopped up. Mr. Tim Benson is who we're with today. I think he's more famous than anyone that I've ever met in this industry.
He's beautiful as well.
He is, yeah.
Where are we?
Leominster.
Not Leominster. I've heard a lot of good stuff about this place, but I've never actually been.
No.
And I can assure the listener, the viewer, that it stands up to everything that I've heard, because this place is epic.
And Tim's already been on the podcast, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't sit down
Told
with
his
me.
story.
Yeah, told the story. So it'd be good to sort of pair that story, if you've listened to that episode, to what's going on in the garage. Should we go and take a look?
Let's go meet Tim. Come on in. Tim.
Alex. Tim.
We caught you polishing your trophies.
Another one, polishing another award.
No, good to see you, mate.
Nice to see you, mate. We'll have another on the ramp one for you soon. Thank you for allowing us in to come see the garage. Mate, talk us through it. This is an epic reception.
So obviously when we moved here, which is quite a while ago now, we wanted to make sure that we'd got something that we could be proud of. When customers come in, they see that, you know, we're a premium type business, so we're sort of trying to make sure we attract that type of customer. And just the little touches we've done, including, you know, opening to the workshop so people can see what's going on in there, just trying to be transparent and visible, and yeah, just trying to tie it all in with our brand, really.
I mean, that's not a bad view, is it? It ticks all the boxes, doesn't it? It's spacious, it's got good seating area, you've got TV, you've got refreshments.
Everything,
and it's all on brand.
Yeah.
Like, it's been very well considered, very well thought out.
I think we need a bigger award cabinet. So.
Yeah, it is getting a little bit full now. From a staff point of view, it's really impressive that we've collectively won that, and obviously it's good for customers to see when they're coming in, this is what they can expect, really.
Quite a boring topic, but it's something that's actually something we're considering at the minute. So you've got like a desk counter hybrid. What's the reason?
Yeah, so I really like the idea of desks in terms of the principle and sitting things down, but when you think about how our customers use our business, they don't come and sit down in reception, so it seemed a bit of a silly thing to do. And also you've got the screens, so when you're looking at the screen, the back of the screens, they're not attractive, are they? So we wanted to mask that off. We had the desk custom made by a joiner. They match in, made by the same people who made the kitchen unit, so it was all matching in. But yeah, really important for us to try and get that, you know, consistency with what people expect to see when they look outside. When they come in, this is what we're looking at.
I love the continuity.
We don't have huge amounts of waiters, but we just wanted to make it welcoming and feel nice when they come in, really.
If you think about the checklist of what you want your customer to perceive when they first come to a garage, you've ticked every single box. I walk past the opening, I look into the garage, it's immaculate. Into reception, it's immaculate. You've got that absolutely nailed. You've done a couple of podcasts with us, but on one of them you speak a lot about perception.
Yeah.
And I think it's just worth hearing again from you how important in the transaction of getting your car repaired, how important is the perception?
I think it's probably the most important thing that we do. You know, you've got to pitch your business right in terms of the types of customers you want. And I think what we've been really conscious of doing is making sure that when you look at us online, we look this way. When you arrive on site, we look this way. When you arrive in the building, we look this way. When you go into the workshop, we look this way. And perception to me is vital, because, you know, these businesses are expensive to run. You know, as you know, running a garage business, there's a lot of overheads, and it's actually quite a difficult product to create value with. And by having the right look and right feel, that's what we're doing to try and build that value in. Like, we've obviously invested quite a lot of money in making sure it all looks right, but you don't have to. You know, you just got to take those little steps, haven't you? Think about when you go in somewhere, what is it that you see and what is it that you look for? And I think, you know, we've discussed this before, Nath, about looking at it through a different set of eyes almost. You know, think about what you're seeing, what you're doing. How does that make you feel? What's your thought when you see this stuff? Because that's what customers are seeing, and that's what they're feeling, that's what they're thinking.
Tim, looking through the window, I can see an immaculate workshop. Can we go and take a look inside?
Definitely.
Yeah, excellent. Let's go. Lead the way. I mean, wow. What a workshop.
Recently expanded as well.
It is, yeah. Tail end of last year, we took on the next unit along, and then brought it into this unit by taking a wall out.
Let's go through the basics.
Yeah.
What size we're talking? How many square foot, how many ramps, how many techs?
Yeah, so we've got 4,000 square foot we started with.
Yep.
We've added 2,000 into that at the last iteration. We've got a couple of apprentices, 5 mechanics and a part-time tester.
Okay.
And a couple in the front of house, and obviously me as well.
Okay. You'll remember from COVID times when everybody was painting their workshop floors because we had nothing better to do, but this is workshop floor porn, as we say. This is pretty incredible. When was this done?
So we actually did this Easter, and we were originally planning with a new unit to just do that side. Yeah. And then we had a challenge with that not going as expected, and we decided, right, Easter, let's just do the whole lot, bring it all in together. And it's amazing how it transforms the feel of the size.
Also, I've noticed MOT where that's been freshly painted. You've had the chevrons painted on as well.
Yeah, so it's all resin coat. Yeah, it's all resin coat. Yeah.
That really does look great, doesn't it? Again,
and did you do it yourself, or did you have a company?
No, we had a company come in and do it. Yeah. And that was, that added an extra day onto the time scale, because you've obviously got the resin coat, you've got the next coat, then you've got the last bit is the chevrons going on after. So that was an extra day's worth of work effectively to do that.
We've got a lot to look at in this workshop, so we need to go have a good look around the workshop. I've noticed that everything is labelled.
Yeah.
Someone loves a label machine.
Yeah, I got it for Christmas. No, I didn't. No.
Yeah. Everything is labelled, but what I've noticed around the workshop, which we really need to get into today, is clearly everything has a place.
Yeah, there's obviously efficiency in terms of, putting stuff close to people, but what people don't think about is the efficiency of having to hunt. So we might not be having everything right by a technician, but a technician knows where to go to get it, and they're not going that corner checking anymore, which it used to be, because it's all, we put stuff in a certain place and we put it there, and everyone knows that's where it is.
Did you have any challenges around getting people to bed into that sort of culture of everybody benefits if everybody cleans it up, puts it back?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's been, we're not perfect, don't get me wrong, but it's certainly, when you've got things that have got a home, it's much more likely to go back there, and it saves time.
Yeah, and what did that introduction to labelling and everything's got in place look like? Was that like an intervention for everyone? Did you sit them down like on a couch, just let everyone around, is that right?
I got a label machine for Christmas. We're all in.
If you imagine, that toolbox over there, you're looking, you can see clearly where stuff is, so you shouldn't have to spend 30 minutes trying to find something because it's there.
It's brilliant. I want to go look at that.
Yeah, there's one toolbox over there which I've got my eye on. Can we go and take a look at that?
Should we go have a look at that one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Guys, quick one while we're at it. This all wouldn't be possible without the support of OneTech Auto Hub. They are one of the biggest garage networks in the country at the moment, with 400 plus members. They have incredible partners like Padgett, the guys behind, Varta, Schaeffler. They just pull the best of the best together from the industry and put it all into one place. And it's just a network you need to be a part of. So if you're interested in the OneTech Auto Hub network, click the link in the description. It's the place to be. Wow. Look at all this. Tim shows you nuts, mate.
There you go, mate.
No, they're awesome. There's some organised nuts.
And again, this is all part of it, isn't it? This is trying to make stuff easy for people to see. Like you can go into any of these drawers, and everything's got a place. This system is from a company called Cinetech, who are very big in Holland and are coming into the UK.
Okay.
But the idea is you've got everything labelled. You can scan a barcode. It will place the order for you. Low volume, so you don't need loads. But it's the idea and the concept is brilliant. That everything that you're going to need is going to be here on a consumable level.
I mean, what I love about it is it's one of those that's a great system in principle, but is clearly being followed through. Is it a case of you take the last one out, you order the next batch?
Yeah, so we've got we're keeping an eye on what's going out, but as I say, we're at that sort of in-between stage at the moment where they haven't got the huge distribution in the UK to be able to operate this exactly as it does in Holland. Okay. But the idea is that you can order 10 nuts, and they provide the whole lot. So it literally comes like that with the stuff in. I mean, I've put the labels on, admittedly. But
of course,
that's because
I've got it, guys.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, leave the labels to me. Yeah.
And what have we got joining this then? What's this next step?
Yeah, so this is our area sort of for more technical tools like cam belt stuff and those sort of things. But what we wanted to do is make sure that everyone's got access to the right data. So we massively use DDTSB because that helps us with our assessment process hugely, and then obviously we've got all data as well, which is a big part. And I think if you go back to 5 years ago when we didn't have some of those things, just everything's so much harder. You know, you've got, when you're doing an assessment on a vehicle, as you know, it's really complex now, isn't it? You know, trying to find faults and diagnose and find what the root of it is. And what this does is it helps to build our picture of, right, this is the area that we need to look at, and this is what we've got to do. And we've got processes, procedures, and ways to do things all laid out.
For those that don't know DDTSB, just what is it for those that have never heard of it?
Yeah, so DDTSB is like a bulletin system. So effectively, if you've got a fault code, or if you've got a symptom, or if you've got a problem, you put that alongside the vehicle information into it, and then it will tell you if this is a recurring problem that's been around, you know, lots of different places and different people. So it's almost like our head start into the job.
And it's all makes or models.
Yeah. And again, you know, and all data is the same. So you've got all data is manufacturer's information as they provide it. But once you sort of get your head around how to use it, you know that this is the same as the manufacturers are using.
They are repair guides, aren't they?
Yeah, so you get full repair guides. You know, you get the bulletins from the manufacturers as well. So yeah, it just makes a huge difference for not just diagnostic jobs, just any jobs that are technical, really.
Okay. How do you manage your parts process?
So parts supply is all through the office in the workshop control room.
Okay, let's go.
Take a look.
Right, workshop control. Did you build this? Was this already here, or?
No, so we actually took this. It was after COVID or during COVID. We took this out of our reception to basically bring a link between office and workshop. Sam's obviously fulfilling this role now, but it was really important that we try and bring the two together, which isn't easy, as everybody knows. And yeah, having that sort of link room between the two, it just made sense to do it.
And how have you found like a good benefit to the business? Because this isn't the biggest room,
no,
but it looks extremely functional and you've managed it.
Yeah, and that's, you know, when we look at office space and reception space, we could do with a bit more, but I think that's always the same, isn't it?
Of course it is, yeah.
But you know, in terms of the space that we've got here, so we've obviously got the famous smart kettle pigeonholes, and we haven't gone down the route of having keys and numbers, but everything's labelled, so you can see that you come in, you grab your parts, and off you go.
So everybody likes to hear it. They do really well on our videos. So explain what your parts process is.
So when I'm talking about the parts process, we use a lot of online ordering now. We obviously speak to suppliers and order parts that way, but what we're doing is we receive the parts into the office, they're booked on the job, labelled up, brought in here. We do that 2 days in advance, so in theory we've never got that missed, part. And yeah, it just means that we can then get it nice and quickly and seamlessly into the workshop.
So each pigeonhole represents a job, or?
Yeah, so we haven't quite got enough room for that, and this is where we've had to make a little bit of a sacrifice, if you like. So we do put multiple items in there, but they're all they're clearly either side and portioned out.
I love the idea of it being quite small and intimate, because it feels like Sam's just a swivel away from seeing what parts are needed. Hello, Sam. How you doing? So it feels like it really works, and you could operate in this small environment.
You feel like you're in good control. Everything's in reach, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's good because from a front of house point of view, they're close to it, because they're ordering the parts, and we can see what's here and what's not here. And then from a parts ordering process, so we're doing a lot online now. We're doing phone ordering where we need to, received in the office, labelled up, put into the pigeonholes, and then in theory, whenever the technicians come, that's where it is in our perfect world. That isn't always perfect, but that's the logic behind it all, and it works pretty well on the whole.
Really cool.
Shall we carry on the workshop tour?
Yeah, I'd love to see the most recent extension that you guys have done. That'd be really cool. Can we go and see that?
Let's go and have a look.
Yeah, wicked. I love the enclosed MOT area.
Yeah, I mean, when we set this up and obviously expanded into the new bit, as well as the markings, we just wanted to keep it separate. So it had its own area, and nobody could sort of, from an interruptions and that sort of point of view, just kept that little bit separate, but the wall then brought this all in.
So we're in the new unit now?
We are, yeah.
So that must have been a big undertaking, taking that wall down?
Not for me, but yeah, for the people who did. Yeah, but no, to be honest, it wasn't as bad as, I mean, the issue was the waste, because as you know, they're big walls, double plasterboard, and no one wants plasterboard, believe it or not.
So a couple of skips worth of.
Yeah, it was a big ordeal.
So you've managed to get, from what we can see so far, 3 extra ramps.
Yeah, so we put 3 extra ramps in, and again, we could have got more ramps if we wanted, because if we'd have staggered them and herringboned them there, but I was really thinking about the types of work we were looking for. So, you know, to get a commercial vehicle that's big, I mean, there's not a commercial on there now, but to get a commercial vehicle on that ramp, you need good straight line access into the workshop. Yeah. So we decided to do it that way, and obviously that's a big commercial ramp as well.
So really, you've sacrificed probably 1 scissor lift to be able to get 2 commercial vehicles in here, which I think is...
It's a good trade-off, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. Given the way that things are moving, and a lot of people are now looking towards doing some commercial work, so I think that was a good decision.
Yeah, and you know, diesel's going to be longer in commercial. We know that diesel is good for business, you know, within garages. But you know, what was also important is that we created an area and something that we could start to talk about EV and diag. And that's why we put this, you know, diag bay in an EV bay.
I mean, it's another well-labelled environment, that's for sure.
It barely resembles a garage, though, does it? And again, if you look into here from out there, I mean, the boxes that you're ticking are just...
Yeah, and I know it sounds stupid, but putting up, that's what it is. So if you think about like content, and I know you're a big man of content, if you think about content and taking photos and stuff like that, if that's in the background, what are people seeing? You know, that message that we're doing it is about...
It's the subtle things that people don't know that they're seeing, but they are seeing. We've got airlines across the whole building as well, so see, are they like Prevost sort of style lines?
Yeah, so we ran that all in through this workshop. We put a new compressor in here.
You've clearly spent some serious money on extraction.
Yeah, so we put extraction into the old unit, and effectively what we've done is we've extended that into this area. We still run off the same fan. I think we're about the limit now, so if we did have any more space, we would struggle.
What's your advice for people who are considering getting a unit next door? Because people want to expand, they could get a second branch, they could go next door. You've lived that experience now. What would you do if you could do it again?
So we had the chance of taking this unit at COVID, and I pulled it because nobody knew what was going on. I mean, with hindsight, it would have been fine, but when this chance came up again, you know, you are not going to get better than next door, literally next door, where you can take the wall out. We've increased our sales by about 20% just by opening this up without any more people.
So it's just the overhead of the unit?
The overhead of the unit, and what it means is that we've got, I didn't realise how much of an inhibitor that was until you take that way.
Yeah. Tim, as boring a subject as it is, and this space being the clinic that it is, I noticed the recycling strategy that you guys have got. Can we, before we go upstairs, can we go and take a look at that?
Yeah, it's quite rubbish, isn't it?
It's rubbish. So let's talk rubbish, as you said.
That's labelled up as well, in case you haven't noticed.
And it's bigger than my label gun. Yeah.
So, I mean, the process looks pretty obvious, but just talk us through the thought process, because most people just chuck it in a tin and leave it outside.
It all started with springs. So when you think about the difficult shape of springs and you're trying to lug stuff into it, and they took up so much room. So I thought, well, what can we do for that? So we put in a little narrow one, so you can get springs in and they can just go in, and then they're all separate. So they're not interlocked with everything. And that's how it all sort of started, yeah. But it's just a way of keeping it all nice and simple, so they know where to put stuff. We thought about what it was that we do most of, obviously discs and pads, just general waste and springs, you know, keeping it all separate really.
And what does collection look like? Does somebody come in with a forklift or anything to take them out?
No, so we just
handball it out. Yeah,
we handball it out. So it's not perfect in that respect, but
no, if somebody's coming for something, they know what they're taking, so it's easy. So like you said, the separation of waste is a nightmare in lots of garages, and I can see obviously behind you've got a massive waste oil container as well.
And again, it just means that you can, you know, because nobody really wants to collect 500 litres of water, do they, anymore? So we put a bigger thing in to enable it to.
And they just back up.
Easy.
It's sat here.
Nice and easy.
It's a daft little process, right? But I think that this is like your brain all over. And this is just it's a bigger process, but you can see it all over the workshop that everything has its place, everything has its process. So fair play.
Tim, another great system. Should we go and take a look at the staff area?
Tim, everything we've seen so far has been best in class, and it wouldn't be right if you didn't finish it off with a great snap room and a good training room. Again, you've worked so far with not too much space, and again, you've managed to pull it off up here somehow.
Yeah, so we originally had 2 rooms here. You know, the space is the space. We can't make that any bigger without doing a big extension using workshops. So we're trying to multi-use the room. So they've got a nice clean, dry area with proper kitchen facilities, decent screens so they can watch stuff, you know, in their break times, and also it means that we can do online training and, you know, Teams calls and things like that up here.
It's such an obvious thing to combine the training room with the staff room as well.
Yeah.
So simple, but it does make perfect sense. In terms of training, what do you actually do up here?
So we would do some online training with like DPF Doctor, for example. We do our staff meetings up here for, you know, talking about what's going on and what the plans are and what we're doing. And we are just about to launch an Oldfellows Academy for training, and we're going to utilise this space for doing that alongside the workshop as well.
And is that technical training as well as front of house training, or can you tell a bit more about what that academy looks like?
Yeah, so the academy really is looking at how we can bring stuff that's relevant to Oldfellows in-house. We don't have the skill set within our business, so we've brought in a partner to work with us to look at that and how we can upskill our technicians, but also not forget in front of house, because it's really important that they get the knowledge that they need to be able to present, you know, when we're talking about perception, present what's going on in there to the customer.
That sounds awesome.
Sounds very
great
good.
for retention, yeah. And great for onboarding.
Yeah,
as
no.
well.
Yeah. Excellent. Quick one for the people that don't know about the Oldfellows journey story. The building that we're in now isn't the building where Oldfellows started, was it?
No, so the business started in 1991. Mum and Dad took over a petrol station on basically the other side of town, but it was like you were a 3-minute walk to the town centre from there. So it was a proper town centre location, just on the periphery. But and then, you know, when we decided to move, we looked at what was possible, and you know, the idea of moving out of High Street area to a commercial unit that was on an enterprise park was daunting, but it's been the best thing we've ever done, really.
Amazing. And so it was 2010?
2010 here, yeah.
In here,
yeah.
Okay. And then just took the extension unit on last year, so. Yeah. Lots more in the pipeline with the academy and stuff. Is there any further business expansion growth on the cards, do we think?
I mean, I'd like to stay on this site. Currently, there's somebody already next door. So, but if that ever came up, we'd definitely be looking at that as a
You'd be knocking some plaster walls down again.
We'd be looking to make a hole in the wall. Yeah.
Mate, well, this again, I've mentioned it before, but it feels like a clinic. It feels like everything is doing exactly what it should be. Of course, there's always going to be room for improvement, but I think from us looking in, also knowing what good looks like from an ideal perspective, it's up there with one of the best that we filmed, mate. So thank you very much.
Yeah. I've known you for a very long time, and sincerely, I am mega impressed with this operation.
Yeah.
And you do deserve all the awards that you've got.
Yes. Yeah. So you can get back downstairs and polish them, and we'll leave you to it, mate.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you very much. Top man. Thank you.
Cheers out. Thanks.
What place? What a guy.
Phenomenal. An example that we all should aspire to be reaching towards.
It's just everything is immaculate. Everything's in the right place. It just works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's just got it all nailed.
I think in these series that we do, we meet lots of incredible people, and Tim is unique in his own. He's hospitable. He sees things that we aren't seeing, and really, we could have spent another 2 hours in there and found more things that we couldn't give the credit. So massive shout out to Tim at Oldfellows. We're very grateful to be filming another garage, supported by OneTech. Wouldn't be doing anything remotely close to what we're doing without them. So shout out to those guys. On to the next one.
I've got to go see if my car's charged, because I might not get home on a single charge.
Sounds like a you problem,
It
mate.
is.
I'm off. See
Let's
you
go.
later.